Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mike Garcia of the BDA podcast. And today here on the show, we have from the Physio Pros, Mr. Adan Cantu.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's happening, my buddy?
Pretty good, man. I'm happy to be here.
How are we feeling, man?
Oh, man, a little nervous, man. I've listened to podcasts, but I've never been on one, you know? Never thought I'd ever be on one, but...
Well, it's a little nerve-wracking, but the conversation flows.
Yeah.
And,
I've known you for a while, Mike. I think we'll be all right.
So I think we can start with that. So let's start with that. So, we know each other from the PTA program, right?
Yeah.
So I think I graduated the year before you, right?
Something like that, or like 2 years.
Or 2 years.
Because I remember doing my intro class, and I'd walk out, and I'd see you guys studying, out there in the halls and stuff like that. And then once I was in there, you were the lab assistant, right? You'd come in and help with checkoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then when I went to Premier for my third rotation or second rotation.
Oh, that's right, dude.
Yeah, so you were there with me. Remember,
That's
it was
right.
like it was like my main CI. He would leave because he had to leave earlier.
That's right.
And then you were there with me from like 4 to 7.
That's right. We did the last stand.
We got the.
I forgot about that. That's
dude. We had the crazy hours together,
right.
dude. Yeah.
Dang. You know what? That's crazy because I don't know why I thought that you were the class right under. So no, maybe it was 2 years because then I had to have been graduated for
Yeah, because I was after the. Whose class was it? Like, man, I'm trying to remember whose class I was behind. I don't remember. Yeah, so it's about
that's
like
true, man.
Yeah.
So we did. We
got some history,
Dude,
Mike.
We got a little history. So, man, let's talk about the Physio Pros. So let's talk about this. And I'm interested, we were talking before we went on, and I've been following you guys from the inception of this thing, right? So the history we have, I know you. I've met your brothers, 2 of them. So AJ
and Aaron.
Okay, so I met them, just through the career, working in the hospitals. But I remember seeing this launch off, right? And I remember seeing the logo. Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought, it's a great story. I think it's worth telling. And if you can just bring us in, man, let us know a little bit, how this started, the idea, right? And the idea and how it's grown.
So the idea of Physio Pros, dude, Physio Pros was like, so Physio Pros was never an idea at the beginning. Like it wasn't like once Adam graduates, we're starting. Right. No, that wasn't it. Right. It was like, it was always a dream that me and my brothers and my pops, when we'd have lunch together or something, dinner, I'm like, man, how cool would it be if we all got to work together?
Right.
It was never, but we never put together. It was never like, all right, let's do it. No, it was never like that. But fast forward, I'm already out. It's been about maybe 8 months since I graduated, got licensed. My brothers, Aaron's he's been in the hospital. He's been there, but he does contract stuff on the side too. Right. AJ, he's always done contract, just like my pops. Contract, right? My other brother, he's worked in clinics before, contract on the side as well. Me, I was just in a clinic, dude. I was in a clinic, full time, working weekends at a nursing home or doing home health on the side. Right. Not as much, right? And then, my dad sparked the idea, was like, what if we start like a contract business, but, it's not supposed to be a full-time job. Right. It's just meant to like supply more work. Like, all right, one maybe, because, contract work is seasonal. Some, couple months, it's hot, it's going, get it, then cools down a little bit, you rest that little bit, and then once, it's coming back around May time, winter Texans or whatever, right? And he brought it up, and we were just kind of like, yeah, maybe, we're all pretty busy, what we got going on, And then I guess it ticked AJ, it got into AJ's head a little bit too, he was like, sure, you gotta like, you always have that extra work coming in. That's not bad, and it's probably won't be that much work, right? And, he kind of told me about it, and like, I'm all right, let's start brainstorming more about it. So we would, and then, we started a group chat, me and my brothers, and we're like, all right, if we're going to do this, we need a name, Right. So, we had like Physio Bros. That was the first one. Wow. Physio Bros. Nice. It wasn't Physio Pros, Physio Bros. Okay. I think AJ or my dad brought that one up, and then Aaron was like, nah, we're not doing that. Yeah, too cheesy, And then Aaron said, my oldest brother, he's the one that found the name. He was Physio Pros. There you go. And we're like, oh, that clicks. That's nice. We'll stick with that one.
So how long ago was that? So let's go to just the name, right? So you guys have that name.
This was 2018. like late 2018, probably. Late 2018 or early 2019, something like that.
So 2018, the name comes, right?
Yeah, the
like
name comes. Yeah, it's just the name. It's not even a business yet. It's just the name. We just have a name already, right? And we're messing around with logos and stuff like that. But like essentially, Physio Pros is always just meant to be a side gig,
right?
You know, just to supplement income, supplement work. Always have work, you know, because when you're a contractor, you're always, you know, you're always like, here's work, you know, and you're taking it, you know, that's a contract, man. Yep. So that was the idea at first before it became what it is now, you know? So, and then found the name, got a little more serious as far as like how we're going to get contracts, you know? And my dad has his own home health contract business. So, you know, we've been working with him since as soon as we each turned 15, my dad was like, all right, you're going to come with me and I'm going to show you what I do. You know, you like it, cool. You don't, no big deal.
So but your father's a therapist.
Oh yeah, right? Yeah, my dad's a PTA.
Let's put that out there, right?
Yeah,
so your
my
father is a PTA.
Yeah, his is an interesting story. My dad was a CNA. Well, this is what he tells us. He was a CNA at Valley Baptist, but he was one of the only males CNAs. So he did a lot of transfers and stuff like that. Therapists would see him and like, you know, ask for help or whatever. And then they kind of put the idea about therapy in his head. And, you know, he was like, oh, cool. Like, where do I do that? All this stuff. That's when UT Pan Am back then, they had a 1-year PTA program, dude.
Go Broncos.
Yeah, yeah, dude. He always says alumni, dude. He's always saying something like that.
That's right.
He got in the 1 year. That was like, I believe it was the last year that program was open, dude.
Wow.
It was 1993. Yeah, 1993. Last year was open. He got in 1 year, got his PTA degree, dude.
That's awesome.
And he's been at it ever since. He did a lot of working different jobs, you know, nursing homes, outpatient clinics and stuff like that.
Were any of your brothers born before that?
Dude.
Who was around?
It's 93, so my 3 older brothers are already born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was like going to school and working while my mom was back home,
hustling,
you know, taking care of the kids. You know, I still wasn't in the picture. You know, I'm from '95. And then so basically from that point on, he graduated. Worked, you know, he's worked everywhere from Harlingen, McAllen. He's worked at Las Palmas when Las Palmas was like brand new, dude. He talks about it. You know, he's worked for different companies from Edinburgh to McAllen, man, you know. And, you know, he got the idea to like, you know, he started to learn more on his own, dude, you know. And he, you know, he's like, you know, I'm going to start a contract company. You know, and luckily he's met enough people, you know, because that's what contract is, you know, to help him build that, you know, a system as he built it. And dude, his company's called Pentatherapy Services. It's been alive and running for about 20 years, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
so still rolling.
Yeah, it's still rolling,
Awesome.
dude. My dad's been a therapist almost 25 years, something like that. More probably. So he's been going for 20 plus years, man, this game, dude.
And it sounds like he's, you know, because all you guys are therapists, right?
Yeah,
so
dude.
He influenced all you guys.
Dude,
decisions, right?
It's like I'm saying, like in our household, you know, he was like, I'm not gonna lie, my dad, you told him he wanted to be a cop, and he's like, nah. You know, he was like, let me take you to show you what I do. Right. You know, let me go come with me. So in our house, dude, as soon as you turn 15, you get that driver's permit.
Yeah,
dude. Forget about summers, bro. Stuff like that. Or you didn't go to school that day? Oh, heck no. He's like, you're driving me around.
That's right.
You got to do home health with me all day.
Right.
You know? So just like us, you know, we learned it from him. You know, when we do home health, man, that's a big thing that we promote with our company, but because he taught it to us.
Right.
He's like, you're not going to just walk into a house empty-handed and, you know, make them do a couple squats and walk them, you know? They don't, you know, you got to bring it to them.
Yeah.
Dude, my dad, dude, you know what he drives doing home health? He drives a big old pickup truck, dude.
Really?
I've seen that man drive around a standing frame.
Wow.
For an adult, dude.
Wow,
in his truck.
Wow.
Because he's like, I got 2 patients that need it.
Wow.
He'll take it to
That's
him,
awesome. That's
dude,
great passion. Yeah.
Dude, this man, he schools us to this day, dude.
Yeah.
You know, he schools us in so much stuff to this day. So he would take us with him, dude. You know, driving him around, he'd say, hey, you know, I need this bag. You know, this one has all my tense units. This one has all my TheraBands, weights. Bring me those 2. We walk in carrying his bags, dude. He would tell us, he was like, all right. He's like, and the patients are cool with it, dude. You know, you're walking into houses de raza, you know? They're like, ¿Quién es? Mi hijo. Está bueno. Dile que si quiere una soda o algo. You know,
Yeah.
So then, dude, he would tell us, he's like, all right, go place the bags right there. Go sit down on the couch right there and just watch, you know? Ask anything. If I need your help with something, I'll ask you. I'm like, all right. So we would do that, dude. You know, we just help them out like that.
It sounds like So it sounds like he was very influential, right?
Oh, dude.
So he was able to, I mean, take you guys. You were experiencing at least what home health looked like and what therapy looks like, and I think meeting those different. At that time, I think as a child too, walking to someone's home and seeing them with a disability, it can sometimes it's intimidating. Sometimes intimidating as a kid.
Oh, dude, big time.
Yeah.
But I think like as a kid, it is intimidating because you see like you're seeing a 100-year-old,
right,
dude. 100-year-old
Yeah.
dude, walking around,
Right.
talking, and like, or you're seeing a bedbound patient, and you're not really understanding why he's like that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that was crazy, interesting. But dude, it teaches you to appreciate a lot of things,
Right.
man. Because that gave me a lot of like empathy. You know, and I think, man, I'm pretty sure it does for all of us that are therapists. You learn to be more empathetic towards these patients, man. And so I was in there. That was basically, our upbringing, dude.
Right.
So he did to all of us, all four of us, dude. Like we all got a taste of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, this started. You guys have this city. You're from. It's not Roma. It's.
Oh,
I'm sorry if I got the city wrong.
we're raised.
Yeah.
All right, we're from a small town in Stark County called La Grulla.
Yeah, Grulla,
You
there
drive
you go.
by like in 3 minutes, bro.
Okay.
We got
So this-
Stripes,
A Stripes and a car wash.
Stripes in the subway, man. Let's go.
So La Grulla, this is the start of the company. Your father's doing this contract work,
Yeah,
bringing
yeah.
you guys along. And then, your brothers are going to school. They've all decided to be therapists. at that
Yeah,
point, right?
man.
So
Yeah,
everyone's-
dude.
He's popping out therapists.
Dude,
right? So your father's
and
building therapists.
it's like it looks like we're forced. That's what it looks like. But dude, we love it, man.
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing I can say. Some I guess you can say some people like they do feel forced to do stuff. Dude, we love this, dude.
Yeah.
Like I can't tell you enough. Like when we get together, we get together on Saturdays or family events or whatever. And dude, like. And like my mom gets mad, bro. Like we talk therapy, dude.
Yeah. Oh,
like
damn,
all
right.
of us, dude. We talk therapy, like sharing stories and stuff like that. And like it's cool, like to share that with my brothers. and my
Strong
pops.
family ties, right? So
Oh,
you guys
dude,
definitely rooted.
we grew up real strong, like really close. Me and my brothers, like we're the type of family, like if my older brothers wanted to go somewhere with their friends, it was like you gotta take your little brothers.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So like I got buddies that I'm 27. I got buddies that are like 30, dude, 32. That I've known all my life, because I was going to if my brother was going to a sleepover, I'm coming with.
Damn straight,
And that's how it was. If he going to the park, I'm coming with. I was an annoying brother, dude. I'm the youngest brother, so like I was annoying, dude. I was always trying to tag along with my older brothers, dude.
Right.
I thought they were the coolest, man. They're my best friends, dude. Me and my brothers, we always say we're best friends. Like,
That's awesome.
So we're real close family ties, man. But yeah, man, we love it, dude.
Yeah.
We love it, man. Like it's. I can't see myself doing anything else,
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I almost didn't go therapy,
Right.
Because I was like, in high school, I was like, man, school ain't for me, dude.
Right.
I was like, I don't know about this school thing, Pops. He's like, nah, you gotta give it a chance. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. They're offering welding classes, dude, in high school right now for free.
Yeah.
So I took like 2 of them, dude.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, I'll let you take them, but like, we'll talk about this later once you're, in college or whatever, you're about to go to college. So I had welding certificates, dude, like 2 basic ones, right?
Wow.
Like just safety handling and stuff
Right.
like that.
But maybe it's something you can always fall back on. You can
Oh,
always go
dude,
and
I
try
still
to-
got.
try to weld.
Don't ask me to weld right now, right? I don't trust me. Don't trust my welds.
Make some grills.
Something.
So let's go. So you guys start the idea, right? You have the logo.
Yeah, I got the
right?
logo.
And now it's time to get going. Now at this point, I think all you guys are not therapists. Everyone's working in the field.
Yeah, we're out there.
One in the
by
hospital,
sport.
one's in the clinic.
Yeah.
No more babies being trained as therapists, right?
Oh,
That's it.
dude. So we got.
Shop's closed, right?
Well, we got a little sister, right? She's going to UT right now, and when she was we always told her like do whatever you want,
Right.
We got enough therapists,
Right.
like you ain't gotta be one,
Right.
But if you do, cool, great, but dude, if you want to go be a teacher, you want to go be a doctor, whatever, like, you got our full support. Like, do something you like, do something you're gonna want to do every day, right? That's the goal. And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna go be she wanted to be like a pediatrician,
Nice.
Cool, great, go
That's
for
a great
it.
referral resource for you, right?
Why not,
there.
right?
Yeah.
Why not? So we were like, go for it, and she called like 2 weeks ago, and she was talking to my mom, and she's like, yeah, I don't know about this route. It's a lot of like chem and all this stuff, all these classes or whatever. And like, I'm like, all right. So she was like, okay, what are you thinking of? I gotta call Aaron you know, my older brother, he's a DPT, and I gotta call Aaron and see what the prereqs for the DPT program look like. I was like, okay, I guess family ties are deeper, man.
No, they're
so they're pretty deep, dude. So like, we might be getting a PT, so we'll find out. Another PT in the family, man. So
you guys can't outrun it.
yeah, I don't know what it is, man. My dad, dude, he probably he got like what's it called, hypnotized us or something young, dude. So but we'll see, man. That's that might happen in the future, but you know, no pressure on the little one, man. She's too smart, man. She can do whatever she wants. But
so you got one therapist in the shoot, right? So
Yeah.
one more in,
So it's
possibly
like-
if she keeps striking interest. So you guys get some contracts, right? So you start with the business.
Yeah, we got
Do
some
you
contracts.
remember your first visit with representing your own brand and your own company?
dude, heck yeah.
Do you
bro.
remember that? What's
Shoot.
that look like?
I walked in there like shirt tucked in and all this stuff. Like I'm like, oh, I'm about to give this patient a
Right.
session of a lifetime.
Right.
Dude. They're gonna remember me, and that's when I knew I love what I do, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love, like it just gave me like more love for it. Because when I was like representing like physio pros already, like my name,
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, you know, when you get in the clinic, you know, you try your best, you know, do what you can. But then like once you're representing yourself, man, it's like oh heck nah, dude. Like I'm gonna show you what
Right.
these hands can do. But now, man, it was an awesome experience, man. You know, just knowing like, oh, dude, like okay, this is like, well, at this time it's still just like a part-time gig for me. So I'm like, okay, like.
Still in La Grulla, right? You guys are still.
We're
in Star-
based. Our base is our business address is from Mission.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Now.
The idea was built up in La Grulla, right, through
Okay.
conversations, but it's not based out of there.
Okay.
And so our location is our business location is in Mission.
Now. Right.
Now.
Okay.
And we basically moved out there pretty quick. Like we put our business location in Mission once we started trying to promote for contracts, right? Because our idea was to promote, you know, the valley, you know, Stark County, you know, we're like, if we can, cool, we can cover it. But, you know, our thing was trying to get a piece of the valley, like,
Right.
you know, Hidalgo County, all that. So yeah, man. And just from there, we took off, you know, it took about, I'm not gonna lie, you know, by the time we started the business, it took about 6 months to get one patient.
Wow. Yeah.
You know? And I was still working at a clinic full time. But then once we got that one contract, dude, it just took off.
And this is in the location here in Mission.
Yeah, admission.
Okay.
I mean, but we're doing home health, right?
Okay.
So, you know, the outpatient didn't start till about a year ago.
Okay,
You know,
so-
that's when we started, you know, focusing and, you know, investing in that. But yeah, about 2 years ago is when the home
Okay.
health really took off. And, you know, we started off by just covering Hidalgo County because that's all we could, because it was just me and AJ, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Me and AJ, like full time, like, or not full time, but like doing all the visits,
Right.
you know, because we didn't have no therapist. It was just us, man.
Right.
And we were going crazy, dude. Like just like, you know, me trying to maintain my full-time job and then, you know, also doing that, you know, trying to help Physio Pro. AJ was like busy as heck too. And then it grew to where like, you know, now we're growing to Cameron County, you
Right.
know, going all the way out to Brownsville. And then now we're going to the island, dude.
It's awesome.
Like if you follow us on Instagram, you'll see AJ probably sometimes like, cause he's in the company car, company van, and you know you'll see the van going to the island, dude.
Yeah.
You see going to Raymondville, you know, Lyford, stuff like that, man. These small cities out there. And then we grew all the way out. We grew like that, like crazy, like, and then boom. Next thing you know, we're in Stark County, man. So we're covering 3 counties basically, and it's like, oh shoot, okay, now we gotta make a decision.
Right.
You know, it's like, you know, it's like, do I quit my job and put my eggs in this basket?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like dive in, dude.
Yeah.
It's scary. I mean, I'm 23, 24 at the time. And I'm like, dude, like, do I do this?
Yeah.
Like, but you know, like as the time went on, you know, working with my brothers, you know, communicating with them every day, like, I'm like, dude, like, this is the dream, bro.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to work with my brothers every day. I'm like, all right, I quit my full-time job, dude, benefits, salary, all that good stuff.
Right.
Jumped into contracts, man. Just started doing that. And the moment we did that, it really started investing into Physio Pros, it grew, man.
Right.
You know?
I think that's a thing too. Like entrepreneurs, I can say the same thing. Like starting the company, it's really scary.
Oh,
when
shoot.
you're gonna go,
Heck yeah,
in,
dude.
you know. And we talked a little bit again about this. Is like, you know, I didn't go to school to be a human resource or
no,
or learn human resource or account management or business management. Like I'm a therapist, and then you throw yourself into your business, and all of a sudden you're the social media, HR, hiring manager. You wear all the different hats until you can start to grow this thing, right? So that's like one of those things I feel also that's what gets really scary for some people, man. They don't want to jump in. It's like, oh, well, I'm really comfortable. I have everything taken care of. And now here comes the scary part where you're going to jump out on your own. But, once you take that leap, man, you realize the amount of effort that you were working so hard to have someone else be successful. But if you take the time, you stop, invest in yourself, give yourself that same amount of energy, and the earning potential is endless.
Dude, it's crazy, man. Like, like that was my biggest thing. I was like, okay, like if I quit my job, like how am I gonna pay my bills right now, dude? Like shoot, like I don't know I'm gonna get a check, dude. Like, like I'm like, all right. So then once I started like really hustling, man, I'm talking like hustling, like, it was nonstop. It was like we were talking earlier, like when you're in the contract game, you're nonstop, dude. You're up and down. I'm leaving my house at 7, leaving my last patient's house at 7. You're working hours like that, and
that's just your face-to-face time. This is not worrying about your.
That's me treating.
Yeah, this is not right.
That's
your
not
administrative stuff. Your referral leads.
That's not when you get home. You gotta document. You gotta do all that stuff, and then you gotta worry about because now you're in charge, right? We got therapists under us, So luckily, with our company, what's the great thing is that we got multiple partners, right? We're all brothers. We're all CEOs,
right?
So we're all able to take loads off, divide, So sometimes, it's like, okay, I'm gonna worry about it. AG gets that covered,
right?
I'm like, okay, but you still hear the problems. You still, that's the other thing that you're not used to, right? When you're working for somebody, you're able to give your problems off to someone else, right? Now the problems come to you, and it's like you gotta deal with it. So that's the extra stress, just aside from treating, making sure your visits are getting done, making sure your patients are making progress and all this stuff. But yeah, man, it was scary at first, but dude, once you start just like you said, investing it and like really like wanting to move it, dude, like it's the best thing ever, dude. I can't go back, bro. I can't go back.
I don't think it's the way. I think you guys have grown so much covering the valley now. How many therapists do you guys have working under you? What's it gone from? So it's gone from you guys, which was 4 or 5 y'all.
We're 5 of us. Man, dude, it would depend. Therapists come and go. Some, they're like, because a lot of times when you're a contract company, a lot of your contract therapists are like, they're full-timers somewhere else, nursing homes, hospitals, or whatever, and they're looking for extra work. And you're great, right? Hey, take 2 patients off my case. Do that for me. I think at our peak when it was like, COVID was crazy for us, dude. That was when we like grew tremendously because no one wanted to go to clinics. Everybody wanted to be at home, right? Get treated at home. So we were still working, dude. At one point, I believe we had above like 10, like we were like almost 15 paid therapists deep,
nice.
like valley wide, something like that. And we were like hitting like we were getting like caseloads of like, and I can't remember the exact number, but it was just a ridiculous amount of referrals coming in, and we were like it was good, right? You're like, great, right? We got referrals coming in, but now it's like, crap, how are we going to cover all this?
Right.
We're like...
That's a good problem to have.
Oh, man. Heck yeah, right?
Yeah, that's a great problem to have.
And like, you're just like, those, I remember COVID days, dude, we were just working late, man. Yeah. Like, your AJ covers like that. We had to basically split it up. Like, AJ's like, okay, I'll cover Cameron, I'll go help out Cameron, right? And he got therapists out there that, help supplement him, when he can't see them all. Right. And I'm in Hidalgo. And we got therapists over here that, can take on patients that even when I can't see them all, right? So like that, man. And, I think we've had rosters of like 70 patients or, probably more, honestly, sometimes it's just so hard to keep track, man. Like you forget the numbers.
I think it's great, man. I think you guys have been able to grow, that much. You're doing all services. So you offer PT, OT, and speech. Yeah. I see you guys are hiring a lot, which is really good.
So, dude, we always got work, man. Right? I always told therapists, I'm like, dude, like I'll run into a therapist and like, oh, you got a home health company? I'm like, yeah, dude, give me your number. We're always hiring. Stuff like that. But man, what was I gonna say? Yeah, man, we're always hiring, dude. Like as contract, I always told if somebody's listening, like they're thinking about getting into contract, I always say just never say no to work.
Yeah.
You know, if you're always saying yeah, like those are our favorite therapists, dudes. The ones that are like, yeah, or like we're like, hey, can you take on more patients? Like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're like, shoot, like, yeah, dude, you're the bomb, dude. You're the best. Like, we'll feed you, dude. Like, and you'll be on the top of the list of call, dude.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's just it can get tough at times, right? But at the same time, it's totally worth it, dude.
Yeah, I think it really is. I think any time you're investing in yourself, you're growing your own brand, you're out there pushing it. I mean, there's highs and lows, of course, right? And you got to deal with them, and you kind of push through. And you know, for the most part, if you stay focused, man, you work on yourself, the results are always going to be.
Yeah, and we've grown pretty quickly, man. Like, to tell you the truth, like we've like I said, like, dude, like AJ's full-time physio pros. I'm basically full-time physio pros. Like I'm 27, AJ's 30. You know, my other brothers, Aaron's 32, Adrian's 29. Like, we're all young, dude. And like, how many therapists do you hear start a clinic that early?
Right.
You know, a lot of these guys are like in their 40s. They've built relationships with like doctors and stuff. And we're young, dude, and we're already starting an outpatient. You know, like that was never like we used to have meetings, dude. Like me and my brothers, like that's the cool thing about me and brothers. Like our meetings are like quick to the point, you know. And like I remember like after COVID, when we grew so much, we grew crazy. Yeah. You know, my pops brought up the idea of like, what do we do a clinic, man? You know, like, and we're like, oof, you know, that's how none of us know. Like we knew contract game because of my pops, you know. So we were like, all right, we can handle this. You know, we got experience with it. But an outpatient, dude, my dad's never done it. This is like brand new to us. So like, you know, it's gonna take a lot of learning, extra time from already treating patients, right, you know, and doing like all this other stuff to maintain the home health. So it's like, okay, like, but then we're always decide like, nah, not yet.
Right.
Not yet. And then it was always not yet. And then we moved into a facility and we started working on, it was like, we'd call it cash-based therapy, but it was a lot of like recovery sessions, you know, working like just promoting our cupping, our, you know, rock blades and taping and all this stuff. And then once that kind of started taking off, we're like, all right, like, I think we should invest into this.
That brick and mortar building's working out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm like, all right, so maybe we should look more into this whole investing into an outpatient. You know, what does it take to get with an insurance? What does it cost? You know, all this stuff. What's the rules? All this stuff. What do you need? And then once we kind of like, you know, got an idea, we're like, all right, let's do it. You know.
Like, so your building's up and running now.
Yeah, right? We're located in Mission. We're with 3 insurances right now, which is Medicare, Humana, and Aetna. We're waiting on a couple more, and you know, it's a slow process, man. Right. Like you sign up. When you sign up for these insurances, you don't get them in a week. You know, you're waiting months, dude, and you're just waiting. And then something can go wrong, and then, you know, you need to send more paperwork, and then maybe gets pushed back a little bit. So it's a process, man. I mean, like I said, we've been at this for a year, dude. You know, getting this like more solidified. Now it's like, instead of like marketing, you know, towards the home health, which we still do, that doesn't stop. But now it's like, okay, doctor's offices. You know, gotta go in there and try to, you know, you're going up against companies that have been around for years, dude. You got the Performance, you got the Puigs, you got the Terrys, you know, all XO, all these huge companies, man, that have been around for years. So you're basically just trying to get your foot in the door.
So now you're trying to funnel your clients through your building, and you know, just against the competition, a lot of local competition.
Oh yeah, there is tough. But it's like I always tell people, or like me and AJ always say, it's like, it's a big pie, man. Yeah. There's enough for everybody.
Yeah, there is.
You know, it's healthcare, man. You know, but you know, that's just, you know, new challenges. You know, new learning obstacles. Learning how to market with a doctor's office. Right. But I love that, dude. It's me and AJ. Like we look forward to it. It's like, all right, cool. You know, let's give it a shot. Yeah.
I want to go back and touch back on what your father had said. So there's a point you didn't want to go to school. So I want to touch on that just a little bit. Okay. So let's talk about, you know, your experience there. So you played sports?
Yeah, I was playing football at the time. Football and powerlifting.
Okay, so you're a football player. Did you get to play any next level ball?
Well, I had got a football scholarship my senior year, which I didn't expect. I was like, I gave up on football, dude. I played my last game. I was like, all right, plan is go to UTSA with my buddies. We're gonna have a great time, you know. But then I get called to the front office. They're like, hey, you know, there's somebody to meet with you. It's the recruiter from some school in Illinois, some small NAI school. But he's offering money. He's offering to pay some of my school and for me to go play ball. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll hear what he got to say, right? Then he told me about it. Spoke to my parents. They're like, what do you think? I'm like, I mean, it doesn't sound that bad, right? Yeah, play football, go to school. Like, you know, that's kind of like every high school footballer's dream, right?
Yeah.
Went, didn't work out, man. You know, I gave up football. And I still had my welding certificates, right? So my mentality, I was like, dude, I didn't want to be, you know, I didn't want to be one of those guys that left to go to college, didn't work out, come back, you know, was kind of jumping around, not really doing anything. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be that at all. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna jump in the welding stuff, bro. You know, go weld and whatever, right? Get that going. And my dad was like, are you sure? You know, what do you think? And I'm like, I'm really not trying to go to school. You know, I don't think I want to go to school, you know? And he's like, look, like, give it one semester. You know, give it a shot. You know, I'll help you out. All this stuff, you know, but just go, try it out. If you like it, I'll continue to help you, all this stuff, right? If you don't like it, I'll help you get a truck and we'll get you a rig and, you know, go find it. We know, you know plenty of people that are out there, you can find a job.
Right.
So went one semester, dude, STC, man, Jaguars, baby. And then, dude, it was awesome, dude, college, man. I was like, dude, like, just do this, man. Pop's helping me. Like, I think I'll give it another semester. You know, got all A's my first semester. I'm like, okay, ain't that bad. And then, yeah, man, just took off from there, dude.
You track on, you get into the PTA program.
Yeah, I tried getting in earlier. But I didn't apply to McAllen though. I was applying to like Del Mar because my brothers went to Del Mar. My two older brothers are PTAs, Adrian and AJ. They went to Del Mar. So I was like, I want to follow that footsteps. I want to go to Del Mar. You know, my brothers are there. You know, if I get in, I'll be the class below them. Right. So that was my goal. So I applied to like Del Mar and St. Philip's in San Antonio. Both of them I was on. I got the, what do you call it? Was it a reserve list or the whatever, right?
Like alternate?
You missed it by like 2 slots or whatever, basically. So I'm like, all right, shoot, wait another year, right? And then the next year, I'm like, I really don't want to go to McAllen. I was trying to go out. Trying to go out, you know, of the valley to school, you know. So I applied to like Austin Community College, and Del Mar again. All three of those, I was the same thing, dude. Missed it by like 2 spots or whatever. I applied to McAllen too, right? I was like, all right, you know, I'll apply this year. Got into McAllen. So then I was like, all right, man, I guess it's destined to go here. And then, you know, met Miss H. You know, she ended up knowing my dad. Right. From like, I forgot where they worked together, but she knew him. So then I'm like, all right, well, I guess this is it, man. And man, you know, PTA program really is like, saddle up, man.
And then the rest is the rest is history, Physio Pro history.
Rest is Physio Pro's history, man.
Hey, so let's talk about some of the clients you have or some of the population you're working with. So in home health, it's usually like a geriatric population. Is that what you're looking
usually geriatric. I mean, we don't have any pediatric contracts. We do have, we have one sort of contract with a pediatric company where we mainly just basically help them out with evals because they don't have a PT to do them. So we'll help them out, but pediatric evals are done every about 4 or 6 months, something like that.
So through the brick and mortar building now, do you guys foresee or see yourself working more into an orthopedic idea, or are you chasing maybe more sports recovery, more athletics, or are these contracts looking like you guys are staying more in the geriatric population?
Well, when it comes to contract game, it's mainly home health. So that's, you know, you're going to see everything, man. You'll see everything from neuro to ortho to general weakness. You know, you see everything, man. Yeah. So home health is great. Love it. You know, you get, like I said, you see all different kinds. You see a little bit of everything. As far as the outpatient goes, we haven't really gotten specific, whether it's going to be a sports or ortho, anything like that. You know, we welcome all kind. You know, we've gotten neuro patients in there. We've gotten orthos in there. And we try not to just kind of stick to one.
Right.
We want to be able to offer all kinds, or offer all kinds of treatments to all kinds of diagnoses. Right. But yeah, I know like some people say, yeah, it's best to kind of like focus on one and all that stuff to like really specialize in that. But we really haven't gotten to that point where we've decided that yet. Because we're still really growing like the bricks of it, like the insurances, all this stuff, developing these relationships with doctors' offices and stuff like that.
I think you guys are in a good spot because, as an outpatient clinic, you'll see this a lot here. So in the Valley, there's a ton of outpatient clinics who specialize in, let's say, and I'm going to take this because it's in my field, related to my field. You'll see guys who say, they're a sports rehab, right? Or it's the sports institute of rehabilitation, and this is like the sport idea.
Yeah.
And when you really deep dive, right, and you look at it, and I want to ask you about this in a minute, but when you really deep dive and look at it, when it comes to acute rehab, right? When it comes to acute rehab, let's say it's an ACL, a PCL or something. Some doctors have protocols, some people have, certain steps you take, but acute rehab always looks the same.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're looking at that first 8 weeks out of surgery from an ACL or surgery or rehab, all that looks the same. So a lot of these orthos will refer them out to these specialized sports therapists or this person. But when you walk into the building, the population isn't just an athletic population. Can be a guy there with a shoulder.
Yeah.
There's a guy there recovering from a stroke. There's some debility. So I think it's a little odd for parents that have them come to me and they'll tell me like, we went into the sports place, but like she was the only athlete there at 19. The rest of the population was a lot older. So what I'm trying to get to is like, I think it's odd that, a lot of the places locally will really target, hey man, we do this sport thing. But the truth of the matter is that first acute rehab can be done anywhere.
Can be done anywhere.
Because it's the exact same. It's not specialized to just these sports people. Now, after that acute care, and when you're getting to that more return to sport phase, and that's the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, that's the cool part.
Nobody here can build that or have that. And that's like the issue. And that's, I think, was the whole idea with biodynamic athletics, was to have a place where those people can come in.
Yeah, and that's dude, we see your stuff and we're like, yeah, that's cool. That's dope. Yeah. What Mike's doing is dope. But like, it's kind of like, you got to think about it too, like how me and AJ see it. We're always like, the sports stuff is the cool stuff to promote. Right. You don't really promote too much working out gait training with a 95-year-old, right? You don't promote that. Yeah, right? You get, we got this, Division II athlete or whatever, Division I athlete, pro athlete coming in, right? That's what you promote. Right? So that's what they're like, specialist this, right? Because it sounds cool, like, they're specialists here and stuff like that. But like, man, I don't think we'll ever really just focus on saying that we specialize in them. Because my dad says, like, he has this cool saying. He's always said, like, but we're therapists. He goes, we're taught to treat everything. Right. Neuro, like when you take a neuro class, you take an ortho class. Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool, right? You specialize in just knees, but like, dude, a total knee, dude. There's only like it
moves two ways, dude. It flexes and it extends.
Exactly, like okay, yeah. Or like like shoulders, like okay, yeah, we're taught like what ranges, all this stuff depending on what surgery. But like a neuro, dude, like to me, neuro's fun, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Like when you're working with a stroke patient, like that's like to me is cool. Yeah. And like. Or like, stuff like that, But my dad says, he's like, why just like we're therapists, dude? Yeah. Like we're meant to like work with everybody.
I feel you guys are really primed, in that situation, because you can come in there if it's a neuro patient, if it's an ortho patient, if it's a disability. And on top of that, then you can take that carry and they can carry it over to home, right? So now you can do home health after that.
Yeah, like
and stick with the same faces. Dude. They walk into your building, they see you. They work with you for, I don't know how long the episodes, let's say 6 weeks or whatever. They get a great experience with you for 6 weeks. Then they go home, and then they're like, oh, man, like, a lot of patients get attached to their therapists.
Oh, yeah,
and
dude.
the places.
Yeah.
And now you get to go knock on their door and be like, hey, man, like, we're back. Let's that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
I think that's awesome.
It's cool, man. You see that a lot, man, with home health. Like, they'll, you get a contract and, you're seeing a patient for, let's say, 2 months, right? And then therapy stops for 2 months and they back again. And dude, sometimes you hear like, you go back to that patient, they're like, no, me mandaron otro terapista, pero yo quería que tú vengas. And like, it's cool, right? And it's happened to me too, where I walk into a patient's house and they're like, yo quiero que venga para atrás, whatever, right? So you hear that and you're like, all right, I gotta like really prove to this patient,
Right.
you know, which is a huge thing, man, that
Yeah.
I think people kind of lack, you know. That's the one thing my dad taught me taught me and my brothers from a young age, dude. Like, you can be the smartest therapist, man. You can be, you know, you want to, dude, know all your precautions, right? Know them all.
Yep.
You know, we're not here to cause pain, cause harm. Know them all. But you gotta make a patient believe in what you're doing.
You have to be personable.
You got to. And you know,
And
sometimes
I think your passion too.
Yeah, dude. Because like sometimes I feel like you know, I've worked everywhere, dude. I've worked at nursing homes. I've worked in hospitals. I've worked in outpatients. You know, I've worked with pediatrics. And I feel like sometimes some therapists are robots, dude.
Right.
You know, they're just like, and they're like, patients like, es que esto. And they're like, nah, you gotta do it.
Yeah, it's a passion for your work, and I feel like as long as you're passionate about something, you're always going to get great results.
Yeah.
When you go in there and people feed off that. When you go in and you're training someone, or if it's retraining somebody, for like a stroke patient, right, to walk again, or the passion you put behind it, that relationship you build, it lasts forever. And those are the reasons they're going to go out there and say, I like these therapists, or we recommend these guys. They were great in the clinic. They're great at home, because the continuum of care is there. I'm always talking about that, but the continuum of care is there, where you build them up for some strength, you come see them again, and you build relationships, and it's incredible. And that's, I think, a lot of people miss that part a little bit, right? They'll just kind of gloss over it and take for granted, like, I'll have other clients. You know, then they're really your friends.
Yeah,
at that point.
it's kind of like, you know, like I said, my dad taught us that from a young age, man. He was like, you know, like especially with home health, like, you walk into someone's house. You know, bro, Mexican families.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude.
You better go say hi to everybody.
You better say hi to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Go say hi
to everybody, shake everybody's hands.
Yeah, dude. Like, all that stuff. Like, so, like, you learn, like, how to interact. Like, I remember one time I got a job. I got my first job at Aptus. That was my last clinical rotation, and they hired me on. And then I remember one of the therapists was like, dude, like, hearing me talk to the patient, and they're like, dude, how long have you known him? We're like, do you know him outside of here? I'm like, I met him today. They're like, but like, you talk to him like you're friends. I'm like, I'm about to hang out with him for an hour. You know, like,
and for the next few weeks.
Yeah,
right?
dude, and he's in pain. You know, like, I'm not gonna be like, there's times when you gotta push it, right? We all know, like, there's time, and there's certain patients where you do gotta push them because they're not gonna push themselves. But at the same time, you gotta have that where you're able to bring yourself to that patient's level. You know, get yourself to be on the same page, you know, because, dude, when a patient believes in what you're doing, dude, you will see progress.
Oh,
man. Because we all know there's those patients that they just don't, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And you're just stuck. But the moment you get them to believe in what you're doing, dude, you'll see progress like that. Yeah.
I think it's great, man. I think you guys are on the right track. You know, from inception to now, I think you guys have grown incredibly. It's just gonna you're gonna grow. You're gonna become more busy. I think it's awesome, man. I wanted to kind of ask, where can if anyone's looking for you guys, right? So if they're looking for you, where can we find you? Where do we go?
You can find us everywhere. We're on all social media platforms, dude. Okay. Shout out to AJ. AJ's our TikTok guru and all that. So basically, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok. Just look up Physio Pros. Okay. And then there we have all our contact information. And yeah, we get quite a bit of therapists through Facebook, you know, because there's that RGV therapist. We promote a lot there, dude. Okay. A lot there. We are always posting out there, and we'll get a lot of therapists through there. And it's also, you know, we have our facilities in Mission right off Conway. There's another place that you can kind of, you know, get contact with us and stuff like that. But we're always hiring. We're always hiring, dude.
That's the key.
And like I said, CODA, OT, PT, PTA, SLP. Like,
you got them.
We see all patients, you know. So yeah, man, it's been a fun ride, man, and we're just gonna keep growing, man. Keep going.
I love it, man.
You know, it's busy, it's hectic, but it's fun, man.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. Taking time
man,
to
for
share,
sure, dude. I know, like I said, you know, it's like I was telling AJ, I was like, because he was too busy. Everybody was pretty much too busy to kind of make it. So I was like, you know what, dude? Like, I was like, Mike, he's been a big fan of us, dude. We're a fan of yours. And I was like, I've known him for years, dude. He was my mentor back in school. I was like, I gotta go pay tribute, man.
No, I appreciate you coming on, man, and I wish you guys the best, dude. And, you know, say hi to your brothers for me, man.
For sure, man. Hopefully, all right.